You understand, Federico, what I mean when
Of course,
I say
in the
this
afternoon
is the
time here
scene in
on
which we
Sundays,
set up the
84 goes
entire
many places
film
and does
plot.
many
What
things.
you
This
see in
afternoon,
the series is
we have the
lovely
pleasure of
girl.
visiting
Take her
the
in your
studios
arms and you say
of
to her,
Carlos Laze. Is that correct, sir? Carlos Laze?
Just a minute, I'll be with you in a moment. Yes, Carlos Laze. Yes, of
and
Laze
you're with
Productions.
Laze Productions,
Yes.
I say. What are doing here exactly, sir?
We are making a film.
A film?
Goodness gracious.
You are a producer, is that right?
Yes.
A foreign producer.
I'm only foreign in my own country, of course.
Strange.
I am me. I've always been myself.
I see.
I'm
Strange, I was referring to strange.
Well,
Carlos, how long have you been in the filmmaking business?
oh, for many years now. You wouldn't think for a man so young.
About 2.5?
Nearly 6 months.
What was your first film, sir?
This is it.
This is your first film?
It's a beautiful film. It's called The Flaming Desert.
The Flaming Desert? Is it about somebody lost out in the desert?
No, it's a Crêpe Suzette.
I see. Is that your starlet over there?
Yes, that's her. Isn't she beautiful?
Rather beautiful young lady. I notice she's not attired in much.
Monica Baboni is her name. She's a German.
What's her name again?
Monica Baboni.
I see. She's not really that bony.
She's a lovely woman, Monica. We have worked before in other films. I wasn't, you see, doing the film. I was once an actor myself.
I see. I see. You were a star of many films, were you?
No, I didn't star in no films at all, actually, but I did work in them. You said I did a small part.
A walk-on, was it?
I wouldn't say that.
More walk-off.
I would say more a walk-off, a left.
Carlos, what is your main philosophy in film producing?
The most important thing in making a film, especially today, is to be sure when you go there in the morning that the cameras are loaded.
The cameras are all there?
Yes, I did a silent film once without pictures.
Somebody made off with the cameras in the night?
It was a terrible thing I have made, you know.
Is a producer liable for all the equipment he has? Is he responsible for it?
I would think if it's his equipment, why shouldn't he be responsible for it?
I would imagine so.
Certainly.
I was thinking of the ship's captain, where if he loses the ship goes down with the captain, or vice versa.
That's true, and that's interesting you say that, because I'm making a new film after this one about the sea.
The sea?
Yes. It's a political film. It's about the Red Sea.
Well, Carlos, I notice your young lady here, the starlet of this film.
Monica Bambini. Monica Bambini. Well, you could call it Monica, depending on what country. She's German.
I see. This German young lady you have as a starlet in this film is not wearing very much. Is that an important part of the script, or is that, as you mentioned, simply for box office attraction?
That's what's going to get us a rating.
What kind of a rating do you think you're going to get?
This film, I promise you, will get a very high rating.
A high rating? How high?
XXX.
What drove you to become a film producer, Carlos?
And all Nazem Maserati.
No, seriously, Carlos. I mean, what inner emotions did you have, about becoming a film producer?
It happened to me a very strange time, a rainy cold night.
A rainy cold night?
See, I'm a walk down the street, and I was in Milan now. At the time, I remember, and I was past a restaurant, and I said to myself, you hungry? You got to do something for a living. So I'm a photographer. My first film in my mind, you see, I get the first plot, and then I put it on paper, and pretty soon I'm world famous now, you know. Oh yes, everybody know about me.
Your last name again was?
Carlos Laze from Laze Productions.
How big a company do you have, Carlos? I mean, I'd see, 3 or 4 cameras and a young lady here, slightly clad in you.
Well, of course. Right now we are filming a very personal scene. We don't have a big crowd of people around.
You get rid of them.
Well, of course. They want a certain amount of privacy for the actors, you see.
I see.
And the cameraman and myself and Monica Bambini and her, the German girl.
Seriously, Carlos, now, every producer's got his own, style. What is yours?
Well, I think my style is the most recognizable style in the world, because people all over the world for a long time now have been saying that was a Laze production.
Well, Carlos, many producers are rather fiery in their work. They become rather engrossed in it and bawl a lot of people out when they don't do things. Do you do that?
No, that is a lack of control.
I see.
I mean, with self-control, intelligence is important, An intelligent man do not scream and yell. No.
How do you handle the situation, Carlos?
I strike people. But I do it quietly. I go over and I hit them in the face. I say, you're dumb. Well, anyway, it's a workout.
Yes, I can imagine. Yeah.
I never have a tantrum in my life. I go into a coma of rage.
Well, how far along are you on this production, Carlos?
We're just starting.
I see.
This is the first scene, of course. Actually, we have been getting ready to start, you see, for 6 months. We have been getting people here, the right cameraman, the right editor, the right actors. This is important. You must know that. Also, it's important to have the right setting and the right temperature. All these things are...
Well, how did you run across the cast that you have now?
They were stranded in a little town out down the road. There was a part of a gypsy caravan, and one night this tambourine woke me up, and I left my tent, my place, my hotel villa, and I went down there, and they were, you know, I saw this is a superb. I saw what a personal actress this is. This girl, Monica Bombini, I think that's her name, German girl. I said, gee, she was a great, beautiful child. And I said to her, I know she's not a minute over 37 years old, so I know she's right for this part. It is a juvenile part. At least the way she played is juvenile. And if she don't learn to do it right, excuse me.
How much does a production like this cost?
Well, it depends. In lira, which is, of course, the Italian medium of exchange, in lira, I would say, 20, 30, 40 million lira.
How much is that in American money?
$12.23. You wouldn't want to invest a little money in a film yourself?
Really, I don't think. I was just, going to ask you a few impersonal questions. That's when we dropped by.
Yes, well, of course, money is impersonal. At this point, I have none. But I certainly
How much would it take to buy 50% of this movie?
How much you got on you?
What was the plot again?
To get money for the film. No, the plot of this film is a boy meets girl, a boy loses a girl, boy gets a girl.
Now that's very interesting, Carlos. Where do you intend to go after you finish the production?
Well, I don't know for certain where I will be going, but I do know I will not be going back to Italy.
Not back to Italy?
No, they won't let me in.
I see. What happened?
Well, they said once you get out of this country, Carlos Alazay, stay out. You don't like a pizza, do you?
Pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, a pizza.
I may open up a bunch of Lazay pizza parlors.
Well, Carlos, it's been a pleasure this afternoon being on your set and watching your good work there.
Grazie.
I really have to catch a plane now to get back to the United States. But I was just curious, when do you think it'll be when you will have this production completed and go into distribution?
If you wait about 10 minutes, you can take it with you.
This afternoon we have with us a young man who has a school of broadcasting.
You're not from the police, are you?
No, sir.
No, good.
Sir.
Okay.
Your name is?
My name is Daniels.
Daniels? Mr. Daniels.
Robert C. Daniels.
Robert C. Daniels. I see. What does the C stand for?
Cash.
Cash?
On the line.
Do you have a school of announcing, is it?
Yes, I do.
What is the name of the school, sir?
The school is the Dixie Highway School of Announcing.
That's right out here.
This week,
Dixie
right.
Highway, isn't it?
We'll be there all this week. We have a trailer, and we're looking for students. It's 1 week crash course. We call it Cash's Crash Course.
I see.
So anybody want to be interested and come down, you look for our trailer down on Dixie Highway.
How would I know that it's the right trailer?
Oh, I just look at the side of it.
Something
big lettering on the side of it.
It says Dixie Highway School of Announcing?
No, it says Hertz Rent-A-Trailer. And, of course, that's we'll be out there all this week. We're looking for people to sign up. And
how does your course operate?
Well, it's very simple. We have a very, very fully equipped 1973 all-modern equipment trailer parked out there on Dixie Highway.
One of those 12 wide, 60 long?
Well, it's not quite that large, but it has all the equipment that you'd need. And we ask for people to sign up for the course, and we have a 6-day course. Which
6 days?
6 days. It's a crash course.
You take a person that's never been in broadcasting,
that's
and
right.
in 6 days you have them on the radio?
By the time we get to that Saturday noon, combination luncheon, graduation, and check balancing session, we graduate them. They're professionals in the field of broadcasting.
That's amazing. How do you do it so quick?
Well, we have quite a staff. I'm very proud of them, too.
How many do you have in your staff?
Yes.
2? 2? I see. All right, so say I'm interested in becoming involved in broadcasting, and I come to you. How much money should I bring when I come?
Well, it all depends on what kind of a course you're after and what you're looking for and the time element that you can arrange and all these different factors.
I see. Well, say I would like to become involved as an announcer and the top 40 disc jockey.
Do you have $1 with you?
$1? Yeah, I guess I do it. I just was going to be interested in...
Thank you very much. Okay. Now we'd say, hey, it's partly cloudy, mostly sunny, and nice and number 7, they're all set, hip, right, just like that.
Gee. What if I wanted to be a country and western?
Well, then you have to talk with a twang, you see. Let me have $2, okay?
$2?
Sure.
Okay.
You have to talk with a twang, see?
Could you give me an example of that for my $2?
Here's a great tune that you're really good like that, you see?
A little bit more for $2. Could you? Just a little bit more.
I'm afraid that's it.
I'm trying to make up my mind about what I want to do.
Well, we also have the classical.
How much is that going to cost me for a demonstration?
For a demonstration, that'll just be another $1.
Okay.
Okay, then you'd say, here's a marvelous piece of music by Rachmaninoff. See? You learn that technique. Sure.
That little demonstration...
Of course, that's just for demonstration.
The little demonstration just cost me about $4.
Yeah.
There.
Sure. If you think that's expensive, you ought to take the course. But when you turn out, I mean, we've had some marvelous graduates.
Would I know any of them?
Well, you might. Did you ever hear of Howard Cosell?
Howard Cosell?
Did you ever hear of Howard Cosell?
Yes.
Well,
so everyone's heard of Howard Cosell.
Man who used to drive a car for Howard Cosell came into my school, and within a week, he was a professional broadcaster.
Where is he working now?
He's now a mechanic for Mr. Cosell. It's like unmolded clay.
That's amazing how you can take a person right from scratch and...
No. We take their scratch first, and then we mold the...
Do you offer job placement after...
Of course we offer job placement. How do you run a school of broadcasting without offering a guy a job when he's finished? This banquet we're going to have next Saturday, it's going to be a beautiful affair.
Attended by people that are looking for people to join their staff?
No, but we're going to have a small tape recorder there, and the guys can make demonstration tapes, and if they provide the postage, we'll mail them out to all the major broadcasting companies and find them work. Sure.
You mean you can take one of your trainees and put them right in a major market station?
Placement is very simple. It works this way. Now, let's pick a market. Go ahead. Pick any market.
Chicago.
Okay, let me see here. I got this little book here. Chicago. Oh, good. There's a station in Chicago where the program director has been fooling around on the side. Married, and he has 6 kids, but he has this little gap that, well, I know about this. I pick up the phone, I say, hello, this is Cash Daniels. And I know I've got the Polaroid shots. I'm going to blow them up 8x10 glossies, mail them to the wife of all the activity that's going on. We'll swap you the photos, the big Polaroids, for a nice position on your staff. The guy says, natch. We send the guy up there. He's got a job. That's simple.
That's amazing.
Sure it is.
It's also blackmail.
Never mind that.
Robert, Bob, Bobby, Cash, what do you prefer to be called?
Well, it depends. If I'm working a classical music station, it's Robert Daniels.
I see.
If I'm working a middle-of-the-road music station, it's Bob Daniels. If I'm working a rock and roll station, it's Bobby D.
Right.
Right? Of course, if I'm working a country music station, it's old Cash Daniels. Of course, my friends call me Cash. That's what I like the best. Cash.
You like Cash?
Call me Cash.
Well, Cash...
Makes it easy. You just make the check out to Cash. Forget the last name. Sign the back. We'll send it in.
Well, Cash, I was just curious. How long have you been traveling from place to place like this with your school?
Oh, it boggles the mind. I started back in '59. Let's see. We had a week in Denver. Then we had a week in Augusta. Then I think it was about 12 to 15 in Philadelphia.
Days?
No, years. Leavenworth there. Terrible. Yeah, they caught us up there.
Well, Cash, I'd like to ask, if I may, how much do you make a year with your Dixie Highway School of Announcing, or whatever school name you call it?
Well, it's hard to say, but we do it basically on, my income comes from 2 things.
2 things?
One, the tuition, which you pay when you take the course.
Right.
And then there's a little thing that, well, a lot of people have, said it isn't fair, but I think it's fair. We call it residuals.
Residuals?
Yes. Well, after we place you in the business, we get 62% of all your income for the rest of your natural life. Let's get out of that.